Francesco, it is such a delight, man, to have you here on the Depths of the Melody, dude. You have this new album coming out, Opera, in August,
Yeah.
and you have been I don't think people have been prepared for the two songs that you've dropped, Pendulum and Blood
Hmm.
Clock. It really like blew people away. And you've
Yeah,
seen the
I saw
feedback.
the reaction. I saw the reaction.
Yeah, man. And I keep hearing people talk about it. So I am so excited to kind of talk to you about this album, talk to you about you and just what is going on in life and preparing for this album drop. And so again, man, thank you so much for taking time to be here. It really means the world.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. It's been very hectic, like for the last year and a half for the album, basically. It's been a long process. I mean, like we started writing after my accident, so a couple of years ago, but still, we were going through the COVID, recovery. Let's say it wasn't very easy to make things work. Even if the COVID was almost over, when we started the first tours and everything, restarting from zero basically was tough. So we spent basically 2023 and half of this year preparing the album, recording, and doing all the stuff. And we didn't say anything because we didn't want to spoil anything. And then when it was like I don't remember, maybe like at the end of the year or early this year, we started thinking to release the stuff, and so we started with Pendulum to see, how was it, because the last stuff we released was I think No, and it was 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
So it's like and the album is 5 years old, so it's like a lot of time, and things have changed, new lineup, and first time Eugene, actually second time, but first time he does an album like the full thing. So a lot of things changed, and so we wanted to check, if our fans were, still in love with the music, and they wanted. And as soon as we released Pendulum, people freaked out. So we were like, you know what, let's do it. Let's put out the album, and we had, well, we were like putting the final touches to Blood Clock, and it was like, okay, let's go with Blood Clock, and now things are just amazing. Are like, it's amazing, the feedback, the support in general, how people share this stuff, and make the word go around, spread the word. It's amazing. We feel very, very grateful and thankful for that, because it's, you never know. We are a band that at the beginning we're releasing an album every 2 years, so you keep a certain type of contact with your fan base. And then, the more we were growing up, and then COVID and everything, the more rare it became to, releasing stuff. So we're happy now.
Yeah.
We
And
feel
you
like relieved.
yeah, and you but you feel good like you yourself, man, like with
Personally, yes.
that's good.
Yeah, yeah. I feel good. I feel good. Yeah. It took
Excellent, man.
me 2 years. It took me like 2 years to like say, okay, now I'm like almost normal. Everything is okay. I started a very, very brutal rehab path at the very beginning, because it was the only way to have a chance to go back to normality. Because what happened, it was very unfortunate, but it was a several severe injuries. The right foot and the left hand are the ones that, I really risked. I actually risked to have my left arm amputated. So it's terrible. And when it's like that, and they find a way to fix you, you have to basically, like despite all the pain, despite all this, you have to start like rehab straight away after the surgeries. Otherwise, you don't, you're gonna lose mobility, or you're gonna lose some kind of muscle abilities. So and this path was we I started immediately, but it took 2 years, and my left hand is still not okay. Probably it's not gonna be okay. Like it's gonna stay like this more or less for the rest of my life, but it's fine because I can play. And I still have a couple of years of recovery for the left arm, because I have a transplant, and it takes 4 months to sorry
Hmm.
4 years to see how far you go with your recovery.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky that my job helped me to like restart all these connections, and try to stimulate all the time, while playing or while touring. And so it kind of accelerate the process. Okay, but still, physiology and biology says that it's more or less like 3-4 years. That's what it takes to see how far I went with my recovery. And that is going to be like probably the final state. Then it's gonna be like that for the rest of my life, or I don't know, because we're getting older and older, so you never know.
Well, the just the mental side of it, man, because like yes, you have the doctors doing the work and they're going, this is what needs to happen. But dude, the mental fortitude, because you have to like, I can imagine every day you got to go, dude, I hurt like hell and I got to fight. I have to fight past this feeling.
It's horrible. It's horrible. It's like eating shit. They serve you shit on a plate and tell you have to eat it, and
Yeah.
it's the only thing you have, and you have to eat, because otherwise you die. So when they tell me,
That's a great analogy, dude.
you're an
That's a great
example,
analogy.
you are an example, you inspire people. I'm very glad. And but I wanna also people to know that was extremely tough. Like what I post, or how is told to people, is basically only the cherry on top of the cake. Like it's like a minimum part of it, and it's where I feel good. Oh, today I'm feel great, I'm gonna post it. Or today I did this and it's incredible, I'm gonna post it. And that is fine, because again, it inspires people to keep it up, and it's important. But 95% of the time you feel like shit, man. You want to die because it's extremely painful, or it's a super long process. The improvement is almost unperceivable, especially now that is super slow. So you keep doing stuff, physiotherapy, you keep doing exercise, you keep trying to do as much as you can to keep as healthy as possible and try to recover your stuff. But the improvement is, it's
Minimum.
it's unperceivable. You cannot say, okay, today it's much better than yesterday. No, it's the same, but you have to eat the shit, you know over and over and over. And the only thing that motivates me is my family, and it's the band. That in my thing. I cannot do anything else. So I just wanted to play in my life. And when I saw that there was a chance that I would have to give up, because how can you do that without a harm? Or I mean, like, you can do it, but it's not the same. So those two things are the main motivation for me. I mean, like, because otherwise I don't do it for, like, I do it for myself, but basically I do it for these two reasons, my family and my band, because it's my life.
Dude,
So it's important to have like
yeah.
some kind of extra external motivation, because when they tell you, you have to find your the strength, and you have to do it for yourself. I mean, like, it's not enough for me. I don't love myself so much to do it. I'm not as that narcissistic to do it for myself. Probably I would just get depressed and fuck it. But I have a kid, I have a wife, I have all my family that took care of me when I was, at the hospital. I have all my fan base, which is part of my family, all the band, and and also, all the and also the chance to play, to express myself. I don't want to, stop it. I don't want to live and quit.
Yeah,
I want.
the one thing that about you guys too, man, is every album has been like a personal type album. A lot of its concept and it very touches on deep issues. This makes me personally even more just so excited, man, because like I'm a very empath type person. So I feel people, man. I feel deeply when people are expressing pain. And so knowing that this next album, Opera Dude, is literally, you're kind of allowing us to peel behind and look in and go, bro, yeah, you see all the shit on social media, me like, yo, I'm I'm recovering, but like we're really stepping in, dude, like this ultra personal hell in a way.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you feel like shit. Like you feel like shit physically, you feel like shit psychologically, and also you feel guilty for something,
Mm,
because doing alpinism, or mountain climbing, it's part of my life. Everybody knew, like, I've been skiing all my life, I've been climbing for a long time,
yeah,
and I did it for so long, and it is a risky, especially that kind of alpinism. It is a risky activity, but it's also part of the philosophy of my life, which is to, like, I'm addicted to adventure. Making a death metal band is an adventure.
hmm,
Having a family probably is an adventure. Having, so this was part of my it's one of my adventures, let's say. And but something, could go wrong, and it went wrong once. But still you feel guilty because it's not something really necessary. So I felt bad for that, for my mother. I felt bad for my wife, and I felt extremely demotivated sometimes, because, as I said, you don't see the progress. So it's mostly like, it's a constant fight with yourself, to make it happen. So uh, I all these things, I wanted to put those things into music, because these feelings were so strong, and these situations, and this uh, condition was so strong to me. I mean, like, I need to tell somebody this, because otherwise I'm gonna die. I need to ask, uh, to apologize. I need to express my pain in a way. I need to tell what happened, because in a way it's part of my healing process.
yes,
And because when you share this, you're not alone with your memories. You're not alone with your, okay, I fucked this up. So I took a decision that day, and that decision led to me falling for 30 meters. And because I was wrong. And I think that for the rest of my life, I will forever think about that moment in which I took that decision. So 1 second, less than a second, changed my life forever. So imagine, I had to tell somebody. Otherwise, you're gonna think about that forever, and you're gonna be alone with this memory, and you're gonna, you know, keep blaming yourself for doing that. But in the end, rationally, you know, I took the most logic and rational decision that moment. It just went wrong. So it's weird because I did the right thing, but it led to the wrong one. So it's weird,
Wow.
and I had to tell somebody. I had to
Wow.
tell somebody. I don't wanna keep this for me, because I need the help of others that come to me and say, "Yeah, you took the right decision, and you are just unfortunate or unlucky." And then it's a totally different way of seeing it. Instead of just keep blaming myself. Oh, if I should have done another thing. Or I should have, whatever. With if forever. You can go on forever. But I
Yeah.
need to tell. And since my job, I'm lucky enough to have this uh, opportunity to share this with people. And I've talked about other issues and other burdens for years now. I was like, you know what? This time I told about myself. And at the beginning was scary and complicated because I was shy, I didn't want to reveal too much. And then I felt like, you know what? Fuck it. It's do I look like an idiot here? Yes. Was I an idiot here? Yes. So I have to give what's real, what's true. So I just wrote down my thoughts, and I made the lyrics out of it. And when you read the lyrics, most of the time, sometimes you feel like, oh, this guy is a fucking idiot, and but it's reality. I'm an idiot. Everybody is an idiot sometimes, so why not? It's much
Dude,
more human. People
you
see me like, oh, this guy is special. No, I'm not. Absolutely not.
well, I think we're it's all about human perspective, our lives, right? We get a short window of time to do
Yeah,
something with our life. And we I believe, yes, our life is about us discovering ourselves and becoming the person we want to be. It's a choice. And obviously, so many things are thrown at us that we got to handle. Like you said, I did the logical thing and
yeah.
it fucked me. And many people have been in that shoe, dude. And so I think what you're going to see is when this album's out and people dive into it, that you're going to have an even more relatable group of people around you that are going to go, this, you're beating yourself up for this thing that has happened, but I think this is bigger than like you realize. I'm telling you, dude, because you
Okay.
what with what you're doing, and anytime somebody chooses to open themselves up and allow people in to see something that's so deeply personal, and you're allowing them to step in, is bigger than we realize. And the lives that you'll touch, man, like I'm mark my words, you're going to remember this dude that you talk to on the internet is going to tell you, like, this album is going to be bigger and more profound than you realize.
I hope so, because also the message, the main thing is, of course it's a death metal album, so there's a lot of talking about death and this experience, and a lot of negative things that happened, and how negatively sometimes I handle those things. So of course, but the real message, like the final message, and the meaning of the album is, you can make it somehow. Whatever happens to you, even when it's really impossible to fix it, like health wise, for example, because some people, like I've been going in and out from hospitals for 2 years. I always felt immortal. Everything was great. And then this happened, and I started to go to hospitals, to go to, especially in some hospitals, or I had to deal with some doctors that have to deal with people that have like terrible sicknesses, illnesses. I don't know how to say it in,
Yeah,
in
that's right.
English. And people, especially when you talk about nerves and muscles, you have this a lot of kind of degenerating sicknesses that so you see people that is physically doomed, and you realize that you are just you mean nothing in there. My issue was nothing compared to these people, and they were happier, and they were smiling at life, and they were uh, enthusiastic because some kind of surgery will make them able to eat again by themselves. I'm talking about making scales on the guitar, and they're talking about eating, washing yourself. So you realize that there's a totally different proportion of the thing, but still they were much more life enthusiast than me. And I wanted to learn. I wanted to be, oh shit, I want to be like you. I want to say that because when I say in the album that whatever you do, whatever happens to you in life, you can make it, you can fix it. It's just up to you. And sometimes people come to you and say, yeah, but you didn't have cancer. You didn't have like one of these, super bad sicknesses that, dooms you forever, cures you forever. That's true. But there are many ways to fight those sicknesses, illnesses. There's many ways. And the way you react, it's all about the way you react. Even if you are absolutely conscious that you're going to die and that there is no way to fix you because medicine is not there yet, you still can live 101% your life, and these people taught me this, and it doesn't matter what happens to you. You can break up with your love of your life, you can have like a terrible um, you know like you can be sick, or you have like a terrible accident, you can lose somebody. Whatever happens, it's so about reacting in the right way and use the time left that you have in the right way. So I really hope that, and this is the message of the album, I really hope that people, while reading the lyrics or singing along or just getting motivated by the music, will get this from this music. This is the main, like, this would be the final goal, the ultimate goal, and the ultimate desire for me for this album. Much more than people coming to me and say, oh, this album is killer, you go back blasting or whatever, this is faster than before, that's great, whatever. It's okay. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate the fact that these people notice these things, because it's part of our artistic path, to share this with the fans.
Hmm.
But the message, the most important message is that the life is in our hands, and we have to do whatever we can till the very last day of our life to be happy and not complain, because there's nothing to complain.
Damn.
We have to be happy. It's mandatory, because we have one life, and it's stupid to just waste it, even a second.
Dude, I think, yeah, you're absolutely right, man, because there is this perspective where people can kind of think that their life is cheap, that there's no meaning. And
Mhm.
we underestimate the power of time. We underestimate the power of a year. Like, we can do a lot in a year. We can do a
Yeah,
lot in 5 years, and a person can completely change their physical appearance in 6 months. But we
yeah,
underestimate, because I personally, I think people have they cling to their feelings too much, and instead of pushing past how they feel sometimes, because your feelings are always going to take the most comfortable route.
Yeah,
I'm always gonna
of
feel
course.
like, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
always gonna feel.
that's what I'm saying. It's not easy. Like it's not easy. And you know, and I'm not saying that it's. I'm not saying that I'm. It's super tough, and you really need to find your own way to do it, because it requires a method, let's say. It's like a practice. Every day you have to practice to be happy, like it's, or you know discard a bad feeling and choose the good one, or
Mhm.
discard the easiest path, the comfort zone, and go for what really makes you a better human being. So it's something like, when I started, I was complaining. I was like crying, and I, I was without hopes. And then I started thinking, you know what, I should just practice. What what can I do? Let me try to stand up. And then I stood up, and I was like, oh shit, I can do this. Let me try to make one step. And then this, and this was painful, and this was like, yeah, I can do it, but you can do it even tomorrow. I can stay here and watch television today. So you need to be very uh like, you have to find a method, a way to be consistent with that, because otherwise, external inputs, or, as I said, the appealing comfort zone all the time, is there.
Yeah.
The sofa is there, the Netflix is there, procrastinating is there, always there. But procrastinating doesn't make you a better man, doesn't make you happy, because when you waste time, you feel shit. So it's essential that you figure out the way to make it like a daily routine, you know but yes, it's not easy, but that's absolutely doable. Absolutely.
You've always been a very you've always been very passionate, and you have always been a very you're not afraid to, you don't shy away from, conversation and connecting with people. But after this incident, how has this affected your interactions with others?
Well, I have to. Okay, so um, I never share too much my private life with people.
Hmm.
So now it's different, because this is part of my private life, even if people don't know my wife or don't know my kid, or sometimes it happened that we took videos together, or I post pictures or whatever. So these kind of things definitely happened in the past, and now they are more about my recovery path. So it's just it just changed a little bit the topic, but I'm not. So this is in the digital life, let's say. In the real life, at the very beginning, I felt uncomfortable with people, because I couldn't walk well, because my left hand is not super nice to watch. So it's stupid, psychological, inability to accept yourself, and so. But for a man like me, like for always been, I always felt comfortable with my body. I always felt comfortable with staying in, amongst people and hanging out and whatever. And all of a sudden, I started to take pictures and it didn't like me, or oh, let's go, let's hang out, let's do, we're gonna go there. And then you think, oh shit, I cannot walk that much, stuff like that. So it changed. It changed. But now I don't care anymore. I mean, like, I care, but it's a practice. Again, this is the routine. I take a picture and I don't like myself for some reason, or scars or whatever. Uh, I don't care anymore. It's fine. It's me. It's how I am now. I have to convince me. Like, before it was, at first it was a little bit a longer process. Now it's just, oh yeah, okay, it's fine. Or like no, and physically speaking, I did a lot of training in the last 2 years, so now I can walk, I can climb, I can do everything. I just stay away from very risky activities, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
But I
Dude,
went skiing, for example, a lot, so it's fine.
yeah, I bet the first couple times of doing stuff like that, you were like, like kind of like, all right, is this,
No,
yeah, dude.
yeah,
What is I really wanted to talk about the dynamics, man, that you've put in, especially the two songs that you have reviewed to us, dude. I love just you've always been a very theatrical kind of music. And that hooks people. And I think that's why people love Fleshgod so much, man, is you throw in these elements, these curveballs where you're like, wait, did they just do that? And dude, and first of all, like in Pendulum, with you with you singing upside down and just swinging and everything, there was I don't think I've ever really seen that, and I thought that was so creative and really great. And then in Blood Clock, when you come out of the bathtub and you start like breathing, but it's like a beat, dude, fucking brilliant, man. Like,
well, we have fun. Like, the topic is terrible, but the music is fun.
yeah,
I mean, like, we were when we were writing, we tried always to please our, to give our fantasy and creativity the most freedom possible. Like, okay, let's do this. And some of the stuff came out in the studio, some of the stuff we just planned to do that. It's like it's that is the fun part. So, and even being theatrical, in a way, like for example, the show live, or the video clips, or the pictures. So all this, the costumes and the props and whatever. Yeah, all these things are basically fun. It's like we imagined ourselves like that, like zombie musicians from the romantic era, and we wanted to bring that feeling and atmosphere and mood live, and so we just we worked on that, and we keep working to improve that, like the image and everything, because it's so cool. I mean, like, when you are on stage dressed like that in a theater, and with people, like, it's a fucking magical situation, like, it's insane. And if I was there with my shirts and like a metal t-shirt, it wouldn't be like the same. It's so you realize that extra fun is some extra work. So you work up front for that, and then you go on stage and you kind of benefit of all this, extra work you put into your art before. So yeah, it's cool.
I was gonna ask, you said with the live performance and the theatrics, especially in the live stuff, do you have like from your last tour, do you have like a favorite, was there like a favorite memory that you have of one of your live performances?
Yeah, I mean, like, all tours have up and downs, but some shows, man, are like, they stick into your mind forever. It's like, it's like having portraits in your mind. I have some shows where I really felt that we were making it, but not just it's not about success, or like, even a lot of bands consider uh, for example, success, like how known they are, for example,
Hmm.
or a financial status.
Yes.
Okay, a turning point. like at the very beginning, we wanted success, and it was great, and we didn't mind, and we were like we were poor as fuck, and we didn't care, like we were going on and playing and playing and playing and surviving. And also was success, that was the main goal. And then we grew up, and in a way, the financial side became important. It was like, okay, we can do this, but we need to live off this, otherwise it's going to be a mess. So we worked hard to make it stable and consistent, and then when you get there, you realize, yeah, but it's not enough. So all these goals, you pass through all this, and now I feel like that the recognition of the people, the how they relate to you, how they appreciate the way they appreciate you, which is not just, okay, I'm your fan, which is success, or okay, I'm gonna buy your t-shirt, which is money. It's more like need you as much as you need me. I want this art because gives me an extra push when I do something. I want this art because it helped me going through some very dark times. I want you come to the show because I need to feel free for a night, to feel surrounded by other people and feel good. And as much as we need them, like all these people coming to the show and give us this energy, we feel the need to give this energy to the people. So this connection is probably the final goal. So now, before, it was like, I want to do 1,000 people a night. And now it's fine, even it's 15, but they really have to care, like profoundly. Because if they care, then all this makes sense. Otherwise, it's a fucking job. It's like just like any other job. But if you reach that magic, you make it that happen, then it's a fucking unbelievable, like, and superpower. You feel, you feel you feel realized completely, like, for real. You make it. It's a more philosophical thing, so it's tough to pick the right words to express this.
It's like
But yeah, you feel that you are just one with the crowd, you are just one with the people, and everything you do is theirs, and everything they do is yours. So it's like having sex. It's
yeah.
even more making love.
Yeah.
So
It's like a sense of purpose.
yeah, it's a sense of purpose. Yes, it's like it's a bigger thing.
Yeah, and
And always, and this is also bringing a growth, like a professional side. So it also means that if you do it honestly, if you work hard honestly, then it's going to be enough to get repaid financially, successfully, and whatever. All these things that we were thinking were the main goals are just secondary things that are connected. They come with it, but
yeah,
it's a
it's
little
like
bit different.
your pri-
Yes,
your your priorities your priorities have changed, like
change, really.
at one point you're like,
Upside down.
yeah, finances, but now it's like, well, and also too, you're it sounds like this idea of leaving behind a legacy that
Yeah, yeah,
is more than just, because you and I both know that when we become old men, and let's say we have all this money but we have nobody and we've never touched someone's life, it's like, what's the fucking point? I
yeah,
and
exactly. That's what there is a song that, like, the first song I'm gonna spoil. When you're gonna put it out? I don't know, like after the album release or
do you want me
earlier.
do
I
you
don't
want
know.
what do you want me to do?
Whatever you like. I don't care. It's not my. I don't care. It's like, do it. I'm gonna spoil. Like the first song of the album is about this. It's like the album is like an opera. So we try to tell my story in a poetical way. Okay, it's very theatrical. I have these dialogues with Veronica when she's basically playing the role of different entities, I would say, that I met during this journey. So it's like this. It's an evolution, it starts. It's a chronological. Uh, it is chronological, but it is also like very oniric. Okay, so it's I tell the story, and in many times I'm very specific. I'm actually telling the reality, but I'm also talking about the dreams and all the visions that I had during this journey. Okay, this opera needed was something that sounded like a prologue to this, because one thing is the opera itself, and all the acts and all the songs are an act, and you meet this character or that one, and there's like this development of the story. But you need something that is a fil rouge that give a message, and it's straight in the face to the people from the very beginning. Like we need to, what's the meaning of this, what's the moral behind this. So the first song, it's some kind of of course talk already about what happened, but it's basically about this, about the legacy. Whatever happened, whatever I've done, whatever you're gonna learn from all this tale, let's say. Remember that what count, like, if you do something, if you create something, that is gonna stay. So better you create well, because if you create shitty stuff, it's gonna, you know you're basically leaving bad stuff behind. Because I mean, like, that's what I realized when because it was like like a near that experience for me. When I woke up, they told me, you almost died, and I was like, okay. Then I start thinking, and if I was dead now, what is, what did I left to the people? What did I leave to the people? What is left for my family? What is left for my fans? What was the meaning of what I've done during my life?
Wow.
So it's like I started questioning this, like because I was this close, and now I have a second chance to fix it. If I did something bad, I have a second chance to fix it. But imagine if I wouldn't have that second chance. Would have been proud of what I've done? Like, you start, this kind of things start. Maybe I'm just, as I said, a weirdo. I'm fucked up here, but I start thinking, am I proud of what I've done, like musical wise? I spent all my life doing music. Am I proud? How, or am I, like, was I a good dad? Was I a good husband? Was I a good son? And I started, what's the memory for my mother? What does she think? So the first song is about this. It's about this legacy, what you live, and yes, I totally agree. You have to do this and give it the fucking meaning, and this meaning had to be positive, 100%, because otherwise you might regret it. I mean, like, you want, because you're gonna be dead, but it's a wasted opportunity to, let's say, to live something good. So from now, like from the accident till now, I never do something which is negative. I never do something which I would that there is even the slightest chance I would regret it. I always do. Like if something can be shitty and it's mandatory because you have to do it, and I don't fucking care. You know, the world can exist without me doing this shit. You
Hmm.
know, the world goes on without Francesco Paoli, without problems. So it's like it's just about me. I'm gonna do only things that I'm proud of. Otherwise, I just skip it. It's fine.
Yeah. Dude, I am so excited, man. Please tell me that you're going to be on tour in America.
Yeah, we are very soon, and it's gonna be the best tour we ever done, and it's gonna be the biggest tour we ever done because the clubs are the biggest clubs that we ever played. So it's gonna be an experience. So
Oh, I'm
if
ready.
people are gonna watch it before we announce, or maybe just right after we announce, if I have to say something, is like come to the show because it's the next step, it's the next level for us. So we waited, we had some ideas already, but we waited to the new album to come out. It's been tough because we wanted to do it, we wanted to do it, and everybody around us was like, no, keep it for later. And now it's later.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're super excited
Dude,
about it.
I would like to end it with this. How does it feel? How does it feel to be one of the, I'm gonna say, titans of extreme metal? You guys have become that way. Like
Wow.
a lot of people
Oh,
are like, Fleshgod's a fucking titan
no,
of extreme metal.
we don't even realize that. We
Mhm.
don't think that we are special. We we are very thankful, and we are very proud and overwhelmed by the love, and we are very happy that other people think that we are special, but we never felt special, and we will never feel like that because we are us. And for us, this is normality. So we keep going like this, and that's it. So if people think that the Fleshgod is some kind of the best death metal acts of the new era, or that we are making like room for a new genre and bringing theatrical into death metal and symphonic into death metal, as much as other companions like Septic Flesh or other bands like that, we are happy. We are super overwhelmed and thankful for that. But for us, it's like we are this since day one, and we're never gonna change, because if we change, it means that we are fucking up. So let's go
Dude,
like this and be humble and like honest with people all the time, because what we are doing, we are lucky enough already to live this life, so we don't need to have a big head and big ego and tell people, yeah, no, no, we don't care. We are
yeah,
happy like this. So
absolutely. Let me thank you, man, just so much for talking, being open, and I believe a lot of people that are going to listen to this are going to get more than what they expect out of this on like a deep soul level, man. Like I think people are going to really connect. And with the new album coming out, Opera in August, I can't wait, man. I can't fucking wait to hear this, dude. And again, man, it was such an honor to just sit and talk with you.
thank you,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you very much.